Hello. What up?
Hey, Ignite peeps.
Ignite. We're about to open doors in like 2 minutes. So glad you're here. We love you.
Stick around.
Stick around. Stay tuned. That's what they say in the business.
Stay tuned and smash that like button.
Yeah,
right?
and that subscribe, like.
Subscribe. That's the one.
Yeah, and comment
I'm
below
not cool,
your
guys.
favorite color.
That's
Yes.
No, nothing. No, I just that was a lot of content.
All right, Scott, we ready?
All right, hold on. Give me a welcome.
Zachary, can you put these on that table right here, please? Two. All right, so this time.
When's it not working?
Why you broke it?
There you go. Ready? Yes.
Hey again, so we're getting ready to open the doors, getting ready to have everybody come in and start our service. So stick around with us, we're gonna have some fun.
Welcome, big guy.
Hello. Come on in, guys. Come on down. I don't have the books. Yes, I'll go grab your books. You can find everybody.
Come on down, get close, guys, get close. Get close, closer is better. My breath is minty fresh, put me to the test. Come on down, guys, Ignite, 912, come on down. Please don't sit on each other's laps, that is not socially distanced. And I'm looking at this group right down here, because that's something they would do. Come on down, toward the front as close as you can. How many seats are we keeping between each other? Two? Two seats between you and your friends, please. 2 seats. 2 seats. If you can smell their bad breath, you're too close. You are too close and not socially distanced. What are you doing, Rona? That's only one chair. Oh my goodness. All right. Guys, come on down front as close as you can. Come on. Come on down front. Down in front.
Cheaters.
One chair.
Oh, that works.
Only one chair.
All right.
We're gonna be like the old school nun with the ruler and come around and start smacking our wrists.
Yes.
Yep,
Thighs,
right on the
next
thighs.
section's over.
Just like that.
What's up, everybody? Hey, if you are in 7th grade, let me hear from you.
No 7th graders here.
This is what I saw. I want to see you. Okay, sophomores, where are you?
We have some sophomores, that's good.
I heard one woo. Oh, there we go. Very good. All right.
How about 6th graders make noise? Hey, we've got rowdy 6th graders, that's good.
They win so far. How about 8th grade? Let me hear it here in 8th grade.
Woo! Yes! Wow. Eric Curtin is in 8th grade.
In the back, for sure. All right, let me hear from some seniors.
Seniors are rowdy.
There's some kind.
Seniors, juniors?
Okay, and last but not least, freshmen.
No, freshmen are the least. They're always looked over. Freshmen? I didn't hear you. We have one freshman. Yes, all right, thank you. I know, that's awesome.
Very good.
Are you guys excited to be here?
Super excited.
Does anybody care who wins tonight? Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, but if you are cheering for Mahomes and his homies, raise your hand.
All right.
Okay, so this section. And then if you're cheering for that other team.
Let's hear it for Tom Brady.
If you're cheering for the losing team.
Oh, no, nobody's. No Tom Brady.
I really don't care because you can see here I'm a Bears fan. And we are the eternal optimists of the world because our team's terrible, but we just keep cheering. Just keep cheering for them. Yep.
Any bandwagon fans that just became Chief fans? Any bandwagon fans? Okay, we have one bandwagon fan.
I am one today.
Yeah,
Today I'm going to be a bandwagon fan. Yeah.
but it's gonna
I
be.
know, but my team's not in it, so I can cheer for whoever I want. All right, so here's the deal. We are super excited to have everybody together in the same room to be able to worship and have fun together. So Scott and I want to play a game with you guys.
You guys want to play a game or not? Oh, we want Xander wants to play a game. All right. So, it is Super Bowl Sunday, so there is a football game on tonight if you didn't know. But more importantly, there'll be commercials. Although I heard they're cutting back on commercials this year.
I heard that, and thank the Lord, they're donating their money to research for COVID, right?
Yes, definitely.
That's what they said. I don't know. Maybe
definitely.
they're just not
Don't want to
doing
see
it.
the funny commercials.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yes, let's play a football game. So we are going to need 3 middle school volunteers and 3 high school volunteers, okay? And the game will involve hula hoops. So if you're really good at hula hooping, you should raise your hand, okay?
Oh, look, the girls are like, I got this hula hoop game.
All right, so I'll go find a few middle schoolers, and you go find
I'll
a few
find
high
high schoolers.
schoolers, and
All
we'll
right.
play a game.
Avery, yep, right here.
All right, let's see. Do we
And-
have? I see Drew. Drew can be one.
Gosh, I got all these girls in
Any
it.
other middle schoolers? Let's see. Let's take Connor in the
You guys
back.
pick one of you. I can only pick one.
Connor and one. Oh no. All right. Right.
Right here. Okay, come on up. No. You see this? I overlooked your head. I looked right over here.
All right. I have 3 middle schoolers,
All right, I got 3 high schoolers.
and we have 3 high schoolers.
All right,
So,
you tell them how this is going to work.
all right. I need the 3 high schoolers to find a middle school partner.
Pick a middle school partner.
Okay. So we have
Okay,
3.
got one here. Come on over, pick a middle schooler.
Well, all right. So be over here with Drew.
right,
Let's
she's got
introduce
Drew.
yourselves real quick.
Perfect.
Okay. Introduce yourselves real quick.
Connor.
Caleb.
Avery.
I'm Drew.
Ellie.
All
I'm Liza. And Liza. Very good, very good, very good.
right, guys. So what we're gonna do to celebrate Super Bowl Sunday is we're gonna have a football throwing competition. Okay. So each one of you has a hula hoop, and one of you is going to start at the beginning of each of these aisles, and your partner is going to walk back, and we'll start here at row 3. And you will simply throw the ball through the hoop. Easy, right? And then you can take your turn to throw it back since you both have hula hoops.
Very good.
Extra points if you hit your partner in the face. No, wait. Okay. Oh, no. Let's not do that. Okay. So we will keep track, and your partners will continue to space each other apart. Farther, farther, and farther away. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay?
So, however, listen very carefully. However the ball can get through the hoop. Right? So you keep progressing in the game as long as the ball goes through the hoop. Okay?
So you holding the hoop could assist.
You could potentially not hold the hoop still. You could possibly move the hoop, right?
You could throw the hoop at them. I'm not sure that's what we have in mind, but there's
Yeah,
not a lot of rules here. So, all right, are you guys ready?
All right, so you guys come on to this aisle.
All right, I need
You guys
somebody
go
on
to
this
this aisle
aisle
over here.
right here.
All right, let's start with the first person. Let's start back a little bit. So, first person at the edge of the row,
Okay, right at the front of the room.
and then the next person at the third row. It's not very far. It's a little toss. Third row.
And you're back to row 3.
All right, there we go.
I think we're ready.
All right, you guys go for it. Back and forth.
So we need some help keeping score. So if you're
Throw
near
it through the
them,
hoop.
try to keep score. Oh, there's one. Oh. We almost need a volunteer to
All right.
assist to catch these
Very good,
footballs
very good.
so they don't get away. Okay,
Oh, winner. Okay,
we've got a good back and forth here.
very good. Okay,
No,
you guys.
Connor,
Now
you
step
stay
back
here.
to the next
You
row.
stay
Back.
here.
2 rows.
Now it's a little
2 rows
further.
back.
Oh, we
Just
got a
keep
good one
stepping
there.
back as you keep winning. Keep stepping back as you keep winning. Nice.
Okay, got a good
Nice.
volley here.
Good work, good work.
Good volley there.
Everybody's winning so far. Everybody's winning so far. Oh, did you get it?
Oh, did we get a miss there? Oh, nice.
movement. Nice movement.
All
Oh,
right.
man. Hey, wait.
Oh, good
Oh, she
save.
got it.
Good
You
assist.
can step up all the way. Just stay right here. She moved.
Nice, Drew.
Very good.
All right, let's see.
All right,
See
Liza.
it.
What you got, girl? What you got?
Oh, good help, good help. Connor was good assist there. Did anybody keep up score? Oh, nice. Oh, TJ's got a
Keep
score.
going,
It's
keep
good.
going, keep going.
All right, let's see how far you guys are getting now.
All right.
Oh, nice save, Connor.
Good work, good work.
Oh, did it get through? Did it get through?
Oh, man, that was really good
It was a
moves
close
back
thing.
there.
It's a close thing. Are you guys back to the very edge yet? Not yet?
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Everybody stop. Stop.
All right, hang on.
We gotta go to the front to the back. So everybody head to the back aisle, stay on the front aisle.
Oh, all the way to the
All right.
end.
Sudden death. We're calling sudden death. Ready?
Oh my goodness. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Here we go.
You're gonna throw your arm out. Let's see it. What do you got?
Oh, barely.
Oh, did it make it?
Double going. Over here.
Nice. Good save from the partner there.
All right, what's life we got?
Oh, very nice, very nice. Very nice.
Nice. Okay. Step back even farther. Oh, man. That was-
Drew just threw his hula. Go back another few
that
steps.
was
There you
so
go.
close. Okay, step back even farther.
Did you get all the way to the end, Drew? We'll go. Keep going.
Okay, keep going. Keep stepping back. Okay, now the people who are in the front, take 2 steps backwards. Ellie, 2 steps backwards. There we go.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
Let's see.
Here we go. Here we go. Go, go.
Nice.
Oh, we got there. It was
Stay
nice.
with me.
Very nice.
Nice
Connor,
job,
can you
Ellie.
return it?
All right, Ellie, can
You
you
put
throw
the
that
hoop.
bar?
Oh,
No.
no, not quite. Not quite. It was a good try.
All right,
It's a very good
you
try.
got it. Straight shot.
Oh, wow. That was pretty.
Okay, I'm gonna
Good
say these
quarterback.
girls are out. Oh,
Got quarterback.
how's it going? Come here.
What do you got, Drew?
Come on, Drew.
No, almost.
Oh man, these
Took
guys
out
are out.
somebody in the front row.
All
That
right,
was
does
terrible.
that mean these guys over here are winners?
All right, guys.
No.
Great job. Great
Hey, let's give
job.
them
Over
a
here.
hand there. There you go.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Winners,
Go ahead and turn it
winners,
over here.
winners. Chicken wings for dinner. Why don't you guys stay with us? Let's have some fun. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Okay, come on, I know you know it, so why don't you sing with us? Hey! Salvation sounds a new beginning. As distant hearts begin believing. Redemption's bid is unrelenting. Your love goes on. Come on, you say! Your love goes on with the world. When the world gives way, you carry us with your endless grace. You cover us. Come on, hands up, say it. Your love is relentless. Hey, your love is relentless. Your love is relentless. Hey, your love is relentless. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. You love is relentless. Your love is relentless. Your love is relentless. Your love is relentless. Your love is relentless. The time is up for chasing shadows. You keep the world alive. Follow, sing on the rock. When the world keeps swaying, you carry us with your endless grace. You cover us. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Everybody go!
Come on, don't miss this. Let's sing this out. Tearing through the veil of darkness, breaking every chain you set us free, fighting for the fullest heart you gave your life for all to see. Come on! Tearing through the veil of darkness, breaking every chain you set us free, fighting for the furthest heart you gave your life. Look at me now. Okay, let's keep it going. So, I'm not good at dancing. It's okay if you're not good at dancing. If you're bad at dancing, everyone can do the step tap, okay? So let's start out doing it. I was searching for something I knew was there but couldn't see. I remember the moment when the one I was searching for found me. Come on. And I can make sense of it, no getting over it. How much your love changed everything. Oh, 'cause I know you now. How could I go without Jesus? You're more than enough for me. Come on, let's sing it. Don't need anything else, hey. But I need your love. I need your love. Don't want anything else, hey. But I need your love. God, I need you like I need air to breathe. I won't take it for granted. I won't go back to how I used to be. I can't make sense of it, no getting over it. How much your love changed everything. Oh, 'cause I know you now. How could I go without Jesus? You're more than enough for me. So I don't need anything else. Say, I need your love. I need your love. I don't want anything else. Say, I need your love. Okay, so this part's pretty simple. I will sing because there's just one thing, and you guys have to sing back one thing, okay? Pretty simple. But I need you guys to be louder than me, alright? So join together, let's do this. Cause there's one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing I need. Come on, you can be louder than that. There's one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing I need. Come on. I don't need anything else. Say, I need your love. I need your love. Hey, don't want anything else. I need your love. Come on, give us some praise. You guys did it. It sounded real good, and I think maybe you were louder. Maybe.
Yeah, your dance moves were definitely better. Agreed. All right. So if you would, let's do this. Let's all take some big old deep breaths together, okay? So breathe in. Let out. A little slower this time. Breathe in. And breathe out. So we get opportunities to worship together, and I love having middle schoolers and high schoolers and adults all together in the same room. Because no matter where we're from, what our childhood was like, how our lives are going right now, no matter our previous relationship with God, or even if that previous relationship means no relationship, we can all come together and sing to the same God. And that's something that's really powerful to me, that God isn't just for a certain type of people. He's for everyone. So sometimes we can walk into services at church or watch church online and think, this isn't really for me. But I need all of you guys to know today that what we're doing here and what God has to say to you, or what God has to say tonight, is for you. Oftentimes I can come into a service and instead of really understanding that God is trying to speak to me, I just think, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn, to engage, when it's deeper than that. God is calling you into a relationship. And I know it feels kind of weird sometimes if that's new to you. And even if you've had a relationship with God for a long time, it can still sometimes be a little bit different than other relationships we have. But I'm going to ask all of you guys tonight to just give it a try. Just open up to what God has to say to you. Would you bow your heads and pray with me? God, we're grateful that your forgiveness is for everyone. We're grateful that we can gather here and worship you, just as people on the opposite side of the world can gather together and worship you. God, I pray that you speak to us today, that we would take your word and trust you. That your word just wouldn't be another inspirational thing that I read, God, but I would trust the Bible as the leader of my life. Pray for all of us. I'm grateful for the sacrifice you made. God, we admit right now that we're all sinners. I'm thankful for your forgiveness. Jesus, would you be with us today? Holy Spirit, we invite you in this place. Pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's continue singing.
Peace, bring it all to peace. The storm surrounding me, let it break. At your name still, call the sea to see, the rage in me to still every way. At your name, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, breathe. Call these bones to live. Call these lungs to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. We silence fear. Jesus, Jesus. darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. You silence me, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. Come on, look at this. Your name is the light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. You silence fear, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Inside, surely you since when that's impossible, never stop to Friday's dancing for Sunday's empty too. Since when that's impossible, never stop to This is the sound of drums rattling. This is the place make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of drums rattling. living. You're not gonna run out of miracle, take time to see. Resurrection power, runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle in this world. This is the sound of trouble drowning. This is the praise we can tell me once again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of trouble drowning. My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that He wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that He can't do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden, but now here with God says the Lord. I feel it doing it now. I feel it doing it now. I feel it doing it now. Do it now. Do it now. This is how the trouble down. This is the praise we can tell and once again. Open the door, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the door, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the door, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of trouble down. Come on, can we give him some praise today?
Hey, can I pray for us really fast before we head on into the rest of the night? God, I thank you for each student and adult that's gathered in this room. I thank you for the truth of those words that doesn't matter how dark the situation may seem, that we're looking at that you can perform miracles in ways that are far beyond what we can ever understand or imagine. It is in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. You guys are welcome to go ahead and have a seat. Thank you much. We have a couple of announcements for you tonight.
All right, we've got one for.
I don't know.
All right. I've got Dean. Just like I was told. All right, there we go.
But
Hey, okay, so middle schoolers, we start a new series tonight, and high schoolers as well. But middle schoolers get a cool journal. Hey, I expect to hear some oohs and ahs, okay?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So middle schoolers, make sure on your way out tonight that you pick up one of these journals. And high schoolers, if you beg and plead and get down on your knees, maybe we'll let you have one too.
they're available.
But please, middle schoolers, stop, pick that up, and that will help you follow along in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool way to intentionally each day, like, think about our friendships and our relationships. I want to say a big shout out to those of you guys who are joining us on YouTube Live and our Instagram Live. Just want to say hey to you. Glad you guys joined us. And just a reminder, I want to do this every week because sometimes there's times we can't be here. If you ever have to miss an Ignite or a 912 service, you can find us live either on Instagram or on YouTube. We want to make sure that's available for you.
Very cool. And last thing, sixth graders. I think we have one tonight, right?
What?
Where's my sixth graders at?
There's a one.
Okay, we have one. All
there's
right.
more.
No, sixth graders, there's something really cool coming up in March just for you. So everybody but the sixth graders say, oh. Okay, so sixth graders, March 6th, here at the church, that's a Saturday. We want you here all day long for Superstart. Now, yeah, some of you guys maybe have heard what Superstart is, and maybe you guys that have gone on to high school remember what Superstart was
Which old
like.
people in the room went to Superstar when they were in 6th grade, 4th or 6th? Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of folks are in here. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, March 6th, all day here Saturday. And you guys watch this video, and then we'll see Pastor Luke.
Yeah! Man, I wish I was a sixth grader again. That looks way more fun than me. Hey, what's up? What's up, Instagram? YouTubes? YouTubes? Is there more than one tube? Just one. How's that work? Just one. Perfect. Welcome, Ignite. Welcome, 912. Let's have a great afternoon this evening and then go cheer on our Dallas Cowboys. Am I right? I'm going to tell real quick who knows anything about football if you disagree with that. Let me just clarify. Many of you have already asked this question. I have a former student who was in our youth group when I was in Illinois who plays for the Dallas Cowboys. His name is Justin March. And here's my promise I will make to you. The Dallas Cowboys, they never make it to the Super Bowl in my lifetime. But if you grow up and you become a professional athlete in the Olympics or any NBA, NFL, WNBA, whatever, I will go buy your jersey and wear it on every big game day. Fair enough? So don't give me crap about wearing a Cowboys jersey. Get better and go play professional and give lots of money and give some to me. Let's move on. Tonight we're going to talk about a topic that kind of already spilled the beans. We're talking about friendships. We're talking about relationships. And if we're being honest, like all throughout growth periods of life, like clear onto a deathbed, there's this commonality, this question that we ask as a human being. It's basically this: who are my people? If you're a little more thug, you might ask, who got my back? Like, we have a desire to be in relationships with people. Talk about more about that in a minute. And the concept is this: we want to know who our friends are. We want to know when times get tough, who are the people I can turn to. We want to know when we feel all alone, who are the people that will still be present in my life. When you were younger, it kind of went like this. Your friends when you were maybe kindergarten were whoever sat in your circle or your table or your nap time area. Like, you were kind of assigned your friends at that point based on seating charts or bus seating charts or who was in your daycare, maybe who was in your small group at church. Like, we were kind of assigned friends growing up. But as you become a teenager, you start to gain a whole lot more responsibility due to the maturity in your life. And by this point in life, whether you know this or not, you are 100% capable and intentional to make the friends that you have. Like, you are no longer under obligation to be friends with the people because they sit in your circle at nap time, or because they ride with the bus where you sit. Like, this is part of your DNA to be in relationships with people who are going to bring out the best in you or bring out the worst. So you get to make a choice, young people. You get to make a choice of who you're going to intentionally put in close proximity to your life to bring out God's best in you and through you for the years and years to come. It's a really important, pivotal part of our life, and most of us, if we're not intentional about it, we miss it. We pick our friends by default, by proximity, by people that are close to us, and as a result, often we don't arrive at the place that God has planned for us because we just weren't smart about who our friends were. We just weren't smart about who our friends that we picked were with. God is highly and intentional about putting us in places where we can grow. God brings people into our life at different seasons and different times to help us grow. Why? Because the human race is highly influenced by the people you surround yourself with. A great deal of the person you are and you will become better at is closely related to who you put yourself with, who you surround yourself with, the friends that you put in your life. So we know this, and we want to do a series to be real intentional about God's plans, God's instruction, and godly wisdom to pick the people to surround yourself with to become the person God has created you to be. So tonight we start with this. How do I become the friend that I need to be? The Bible gives all kinds of instruction on becoming the friend that I need to be. Because if I'm going to be in a relationship with a friend, I need to understand there's two sides to it. There's the part that you do and the part that I'm responsible for. And my responsibility is to be the best friend that I can be. Like, that's not a complicated concept. It's really, really, really important. And the Bible gives all kind of incredible instruction about being a good friend. One of my favorite passages is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. It's an easy one to remember, and it goes like this. A friend loves sometimes. Would be much easier if that's what it said. It says a friend loves at all times. A friend loves when it's tough. A friend loves when it's not fun. A friend loves when it's hard to know what to say. A real friend loves their friends all the time. We know that relationships can be messy. We know that relationships with people can be difficult. And we know that they can be hurtful. And the writer of Proverbs gives us this incredible simple instruction. We could just pray, close up, and go home and watch a Super Bowl. A friend loves at all times. Why? Because a brother is born for time of adversity. It is really easy to be friends with someone when we're just skipping down through the hallway at school having a good old time. But when they go through something difficult, or I go through something difficult, it's really when friends and friendships shine. Jesus set the example. I don't know about you, but I have been far from perfect all throughout my entire life. And yet, no matter how bad I've wronged Jesus, he's always loved me. He sets an example for us that no matter how bad someone's treating what they're going through, no matter how isolated they feel, that a friend will love at all times. And I know this because Jesus has loved me through the good and the times where I was an idiot, through the bad and the times where no one else knew what to say. Jesus set an example for me to love at all times. So you guys, you're growing up in this cancel culture, right? Where everybody just wants to tear each other down. And every time someone looks differently than me or believes differently than me or thinks differently than me, I'm not going to love you anymore because you're not like me. You're different than me and you don't think like me. And so we're so different that I'm going to cancel you out and tear you down. And maybe you've fallen into this trap. Sometimes just to get a laugh, we'll make jokes about a friend. Tear them down. Sometimes to maybe make ourselves look better. We'll say things kind of demeaning towards a friend. I feel better about myself. Sometimes in efforts to get out of being in trouble, I'll say things about my friend to take the attention and deflect it. My friend. Friend was at all times. He was born in a time of adversity. God gives so much good instruction about what a friend is really, truly for, to be in this relationship. God built us to be relational beings, to be in relationship through Jesus with him first. The reason God created you on this planet is to be in a close proximity relationship with him through Jesus. And that is supposed to spill out into all the relationships that we have with other people. It's such a good thing that God built a strong desire to be in close, good relationships. It's built into our DNA with our God, our creator, and then with people that he puts around us. Friendships are incredibly important. So 3 thoughts I want to give you tonight to help you become the better friend, the best possible friend that you can be to the people that God brings into your life. Number 1 is really simple. Don't overlook it. Be friendly. It seems like by the time we're teenagers, we shouldn't have to think about something so simple. It's like when the teacher's talking, be quiet. Yet every year at the beginning of class, I guarantee you one of the rules at the beginning of the day. Be quiet when the teacher's talking, raise your hand before you speak, don't get up and go to the bathroom, let you go to your pants, whatever the rules are. Be friendly. So simple. You and I will never make the friends that we need to make if we can't first be friendly. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You know the person, and I'm not trying to make fun of them, but you know the example. The person who just wears this look on their face like, do not talk to me, nerd, or whatever. Like, you know that person, and if you don't know that person, you might be that person. We have to make ourselves friendly to folks. This is an important narrative to what it is to making friends. Be friendly. Colossians is an incredible letter in the New Testament that gives us great instruction on so many things. And even though this wasn't written specifically for friendships, it's a great standard of living practice. Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 through 15 says this: since God who chose you to be the holy people that he loves, you must clothe yourself. You must put on these characteristics. Tender-hearted mercy, having a soft spot, compassion. Do not offer them the retaliation that the world or the cancel culture would offer us to give. When someone does me wrong and I want to pay them or punish them back, it's to offer tender-hearted mercy, forgiveness, to be kind with kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. You just pause there. And if we treated our friends with mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, how much stronger would our friendships be? How much more peaceful would our friendships be? Making allowance for each other's faults. Making grace for each other's faults. Understanding that people aren't perfect because I ain't perfect. That means we probably aren't perfect together. Making allowance for the fact that your friends are never going to be perfect. Forgive anyone who offends you. Remember the Lord your God forgave you. We must forgive others. It's my responsibility as a friend just to be friendly, to be kind, to show mercy, to show grace, to be patient, to do all those simple things we learned in kindergarten, in our small groups, in Sunday schools, to be a kind, good person. My responsibility as a friend is to strive to be the friend that I would want to have. In your notes, it's hard to surround myself with the right people. I'm being the wrong kind of friend. Like attracts like, and if I'm being the wrong kind of friend, I'm going to attract people to be in a relationship with me that are wrong for me to be around. It's going to be a cycle that is so hard to break unless we intentionally are friendly. That's how we do it. We be friendly. A big part of our relationship falls into communication. Communication is a huge part of how we do this. And we'll spend the next couple points talking about this concept of communication. It's in your notes. There's two key purposes for communication in building relationships. Number one is to inform. I communicate with you to inform you. Your teacher communicates with you to inform you, but your friends also communicate to inform each other. How I'm feeling, what I'm doing. You guys live on Instagram. All we're doing is communicating the things that are important to us. Y'all check out this meal I'm about to eat. Nobody cares what you're about to eat, but you're communicating what's important to you. Right? Am I right? Like you like pictures like that before, or posted pictures like that before. We know this to be true. And the second thing is to develop a relationship. Communication is foundational to developing relationships. It's important. It's a big part of who we are. James was the half-brother of Jesus, the little brother, younger brother of Jesus. If you can imagine with me for a minute, maybe you've got an older sibling and you've always strived to live up to them. Imagine being James. Well, my older brother is the Messiah, the Savior of the world. He's perfect, never sinned, never done anything wrong. And when he speaks, everyone listens. We get along great. You had it rough at your house, right? So James writes all kinds of this incredible instruction in these parts of the Bible and gives us really good in-depth instruction on friendships, on relationships with people. James says this, James chapter 1, verse 19. He says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, you must be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. It's how we exist with people. It's how we build relationships with people. It's the best means and instructional steps to be friendly, to gain friends. He says, be quick to listen. Quick point. You know that there's a difference between hearing and listening, right? Like some of y'all right now, you are hearing the words come out of my mouth, and they are just flowing right through one side and out the other. You heard everything that I say, and you walk out tonight and you're clueless to what we're talking about. You know this because at some point this week, your mom's going to say, clean your room. And she'll say, did you hear what I said? And you'll say, yeah, Mom. And then oblivious the rest of the week to what she said, right? Like we heard sounds, but we didn't listen. We didn't soak in. We live in a world who hears a lot and listens to little. You know the story. You're talking to a friend, and man, they are just down there in the old MySpace. You guys know what MySpace is. You are down there in the old LinkedIn. You shouldn't know what LinkedIn is. You're down there in the gram, just scrolling away. Oh, yeah, your boyfriend broke up with you? Oh, man. Oh, that's so cute. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We don't listen to people. We don't listen to her. We are great at hearing, terrible at listening. So if we're going to be a good friend, if we're going to be friendly to people, we got to get really good. Like James says, is being quick to listen. How do I make a good friend? I'm quick to listen. Become a good listener. Not just a hearer, but a listener. This goes into point number two. So I'm going to be friendly by listening. I'm going to be friendly by I must be present. That doesn't mean you do the gift. I'm God's gift to you. No, that's not what we're talking about. Being present, being in the moment. But lots of people will tell you things like, and maybe you've heard this before and you've been betrayed before. Hey man, if you ever need me, I'm here for you. Hey, whenever you need something, you let me know. Hey man, you get in a fight, man, I'll roll with you. Like we've all had those people before who love to throw out words, and then when you really need them, they're nowhere to be. If I'm going to be a good friend, I need to be present. I need to be willing to be invested in the lives of the people that God has put around me. It's in your notes. I want to be the friend that I want to have. I want friends who are going to say, I'm going to show up for me and then show up for me. I want friends who know that I'm having a bad day and they text me and say, man, I know that you're having a bad day and I'm praying for you and I want to talk and I want to visit. I want to be that friend if I want those friends. I have to be that friend if I want those friends. We have to be people that are willing to be present. I would say this, if you want a practical step to this, when you're talking to a friend, put your phone down and be present with them. You know that when you really want to have a serious conversation, there's nothing worse than someone who's completely disengaged from what you're trying to tell them, what you're trying to say with them. We act like it's no big deal. Let's be the people we want to be. This isn't my idea. Jesus gave us this instruction. Maybe you've heard it before. It's sometimes referred to as the golden rule. Matthew chapter 7, verse 12 says this. Just do to others what you would want them to do to you. If you want someone to listen to you, put your phone down and listen to them. Be present. If you want someone to support you, stop doing what we thought you were doing and it wasn't that important anyway, and show up and be present for your friends when they need something. Being a good friend, a godly friend, a true friend requires me to be present in the life of my friends. Not fake. We've all had some fake friends. Not friends who are surface level, like, oh, I got you, girl, until you don't got me, girl. We need friends that are supportive, that are present. So we need to be friends that are supportive and present. And in this world, this is what we do. We text. We get the old streaks on our snaps. We talk on the old DMs. Oh yeah, this is great. This is a great relationship right here. Can I just tell you this? You can't be the friend that you need to be on your thumbs only. Like texting, messaging, that's great for communicating information. But to be a friend, you're going to have to look eyeball to eyeball. To be present in a relationship, you're going to have to get eyeball to eyeball to get real. You're going to have to put yourself in a situation. And I get COVID, so you can see someone from 7 feet away. It's okay. But you got to be able to be present with people. Here's one of the reasons why. 7% of communication is based on words. Of 100% of the whole pie of communication, only 7% is based on actual words. 38% is based on volume and tone. Pastor, I use caps when I need to so I can convey my tone. If you're feeling it. My love language is gifts, so I will make you very clear on how I feel about something with the gift that I 38% is based on tone and volume. 55% of communication is based on body language. I don't know if you see my emojis or not, but girl. No, come on, man. 93% of communication is based on things other than words. So if this is my primary means of communication, or if you're a swiper, no swipe, then that's how we're communicating, and we're missing out on so many opportunities to grow good friendships. We got to get real. We got to be present. We got to be in the lives of. This is so simple. Don't miss this. Friends must talk. Well, Pastor, it seems like a little kindergarten lesson you're teaching me here. No, I'm being for real. Friends, there is nothing more awkward, and you know this because you've probably been there. There's nothing more awkward than being in a room with someone sitting close to each other and having nothing to do or say. Crickets. It's just weird. And I'm not saying you need to just start randomly taking over the conversation with your words, but we have to be willing to extend conversation to people. How are you doing? And then listen. How can I help you? And then help. There's such simple things that we overlook because our life is put so busy and put so many things in place to distract us. And we miss on the building foundational friendships because we just don't want to take the time to talk. And don't get me wrong, I get that only 7% of all the communication is based on words, but your words really matter. How we talk truly matters. Ephesians chapter 4 gives us this really simple instruction on how to communicate with our words. We can start like this. Don't use foul or abusive language. Okay. Let everything I say be good and helpful. Not most things that I say. Most of us probably say that. Well, most of the things I say are good and helpful. Paul says, listen, let everything I say be good and helpful so that my words, only 7% of communication, but they're so powerful, so that my words will be an encouragement to those who hear. What if in the lives of your friends, you were the most encouraging voice that they heard? How would your friend's life be different? What if you were the biggest cheerleader in your friend's life? And I'm not saying make up stuff like, you're so pretty. No. You want to be real, you want to be honest, but let your friends be encouraged by everything you say. Let your friends be helped by everything that you say. What if, as Christians, followers of Jesus, we made it a pact that the only words by Paul's instruction to come out of my mouth were encouraging, were helpful. We're calling out the greatness and the potential you see in your friend, not making up lies about them. Encouraging doesn't mean I don't have anything good to say, so I can't. You have something good to say. They've put up with you for long enough. That's worth encouraging right there. What if we were the biggest cheerleaders and encouragers of our friends? We have to be present in their life because we all know this is much more encouraging than be real. Be encouraged. Let everything I say be good enough. Number 3, I need to intentionally invest in my friends. As long as you have breath on this planet, God still has plans and purposes to do in you and through you to the people all around you. We often say things like this, that God puts people in your life for a reason. But that means that the opposite is true too, that God has put you in the lives of other people for a reason. God has strategically placed you in the lives of some of the people that you are becoming friends with or potentially friends with or have been friends with. And He is asking you to step up to the plate and to lead by example, to be the friend that He's called you to. God has aligned you to be with someone to find Jesus, to know Jesus, to meet Jesus again, or to learn more about Jesus. Our job as Christians is to help people see God. And the best ways to start that conversation is how we invest. Relationships are messy. They're not easy. They're challenging. It's never the path of skipping down the hallway where friendships and relationships are built, where friendships and relationships are honored to a place where someone will let you tell them about Jesus, who He is, and what He's done. Proverbs chapter 27, verses 17, it just gives us real simple instruction, and allow me to explain it for just a moment. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Back in this time when this would have been written, would have been the day and time before swords were readily available at the store. Anybody ever bought a sword before? It's not really something popular to buy. Oh, a couple of you, that's scary. So swords come in a piece of steel, typically a smaller piece, but I wanted the illustration to look nice. So I got a kind of piece of steel that looks kind of like a sword. Now, Riley, if I was to walk up to you and hit you with this right now, feel it before I do. Would that cut you? That wouldn't cut you, would it? That'd hurt real bad, though, wouldn't it? Let's try. Just kidding. So before this piece of steel becomes more than just a baseball bat and becomes a sword, it has to be sharpened. Now, I don't know what you know about the context of how you sharpen steel, but it's a pretty thorough process of taking a chunk of iron, throwing it in a forge where you heat it up. Anybody ever been in a relationship before where it gets intense? Where there's a lot of pressure involved? Where sometimes maybe we get heated in our temper. It doesn't mean we walk away. It doesn't mean we bail out. It doesn't mean the friendship should end, but we live in a cancer culture that's out here. So what the writer of Proverbs is telling us is, listen, good friendships are different. There's going to be pressure. There's going to be tension. There's going to be times where you just want to get at each other's throat. Let me tell you something. As iron sharpens iron. This is how the process works. You take the piece of iron, you throw it in the forge, you heat it up, you stir it up, you see the passion come out of it, and it's just hot, ready to go, it's ready to bend. And then we take another piece of iron and then we hit it hard. We take this piece of iron and we hit it again. And I mean, if you think about it, really, it's kind of an abusive relationship here. Like one piece of iron to smack another piece of iron. And what's happening is, as this iron is hitting this iron, it's turning into the very thing it was created to become. The pressure behind it, the heat behind it, the repetition, the tough times. They turn this piece of iron into a useful tool that was created. We have this opportunity in our friendships to not bail out when things are difficult, when pressures get turned up, when people challenge maybe the wrong thing we're doing, thinking or living out. And I want to be a friend who sharpens another friend. I want to be a friend who doesn't bail out just because there's a little bit of tension. I want to be a friend who doesn't just give up because things got a little heated. I want to be a friend who doesn't just walk away because I didn't sign up for this. I want to be a friend who sharpens. I want to be a friend who helps someone to become the person God created them to be. Jesus goes out and he recruits 12 disciples, 12 people to follow him very close. And for those 12, he's a sharpener. And it's interesting if you look really closely in the scriptures because Jesus didn't just sharpen the 12 of them all equally. In fact, there's 3, and some would say maybe even 4, that Jesus separated out and invested more time into. Jesus knew that these people would need more of his time, more of it invested. And here's what I've learned. It's in your notes. Jesus loves everyone equally, but he didn't spend equal time with everyone. What's that mean? Does that mean that I get to bail out the people that are more difficult I can just avoid? No, in fact, it probably means the opposite. It means that there's going to be friends where it's easy to spend time with because they need very little investment from you. There's going to be friends that are probably challenging to you, maybe get under your nerves, maybe they just annoy you just a little more than anybody else. And the easy thing for you to do would be to walk away, but I want to reassure you out of the instruction and example of Jesus that there are people that require more of your investment. God has placed you in their life to reveal kindness, gentleness, patience, humility, show mercy, forgive. Above all else, love. It wasn't a hope you have time. This wasn't a if you get a chance. It was a mandate from the Savior of the world. The love for you. I understand that it can be awkward. I understand that it can be frustrating. I understand that friends aren't always that much fun, and we should just be able to hang out with friends that are fun, right? No. Friendships are intentional for a reason. It won't be easy. It'll be awkward. The last thing you notice. Your friend's eternity is worth so much more than your temporary uncomfortability. Invest in your friends. Listen when you need to listen. Talk when you need to talk. Be present. Be an encourager. Be a helper. Be an investor. Be a friend. Watch God work in you to work through you. Change the world around you. Let's pray. God, I thank you for the people that you've put in my life for me to invest in. God, remind me what it looks like to listen, to encourage, to let the words that I speak be good and helpful. God, bring to my attention the people that I need to spend more time with, that I need to invest more with, even though it may not be easy or as much fun as I would hope. God, help me to be mature enough in my faith and in my growth to see past that, God, and to see the good that you can do through me for them. God, help me to be your hands and feet to my friends. Help me to be the words of encouragement to my friends. Help me to be a listening ear to the friends that you put around, so that they may know you or know you. In Jesus' name, amen. Guys, thanks for coming tonight. I hope you had a great afternoon and evening. Don't forget, you can grab your journal on the way out before you go. There are festive Super Bowl cupcakes in the cafe waiting for you on your way out. Enjoy the Super Bowl, or at least the commercials. Have a great rest of your week. Stay warm. Or not.
Very good. I'm glad you came. How many times? This is your third?
Wow.
All right, see, I'll let you know. I see.
Right.
The same as I was adjusting earlier.
Okay.
And it just got.
Drew had the same issue. These pens aren't that reliable.
Yeah, I have to beg and receive. Get on my knees.
Right? I guess. What happens when you help me, right?
Yeah, brother.
Every time we did it.
I'll mess with you. Oh, you are. You're talking about like this week.
If you want one, like, you can totally.
Oh, have it. I can do it. I can do it. Yeah, I can do it.
Hey, Aaliyah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Can you just take a baby wipe and wipe every single time?
You remember really that?
All of my
No, I just spray it. I spray it. I can spray it. Let me spray it.
That's a week.
I'll spray it.
7 days is a week. I was just kidding. Honestly, Aaliyah, if you catch a fart and then just drop it in there, it's
kill
Same-
all of
like, kills the same thing.
Zach's
Alright.
brother used to throw his farts.
I still do.
Like,
You never try to
he
catch your
threw
own
one at
fart
me,
sometimes?
and like, I can imagine his face, but like, we were.
Oh, I still to this day try to catch my
Disgusting.
Just oh yeah?
That's true.
Everybody ran into a door.
No, I don't, because I ran into a door. I can't remember anything.
Good line. And there's okay, question.